Nti yansan somra na yemfa nsem nche mu kakra emfa entoa so emamo isquare e seated enti ode nsem nche mu nyina e de ba opanyi ma adwe
gaojo majo so
bibia bokode
ahye ni ado
yele yakopon ase ya sanso ahye bi
yeah
sure se fi bokode
oh bibia bokode
okay
bibia me fi ba na
ekwanwa a traffic ukro ene Sunday ase programs awodo kokoso anti sana beba well yeni nkoma kakra amro ne nsem no be di bebre na egu mama heba bia befa
Ghana for mo say Australia mu today
yenkawe na me admo chere bo tie Germany o chere kwa ni Germany na she team be faso omunim dia banka che mo pa bo no omun kaso mo mbopi
mo say Australia mu today
yenkawe ka ebu mu na kaso tuado wabon ne wasane ade amoye
ya bi abon but obi anso suade
otu ade yemfa no ye ne ko weka mo ye de yempa mo no omo ma start ye resha phone na e shake up no enya de be yedwuma
shake up for day
omo say shake ne up na nke nyini fio na yemfa over from ra ye nyene sada ye de ne ko weka otu ado wake up semi final otu ado
obeye edwuma
unu otu ado on de ya qualify for wake up Otuado
obeye ejuma
Otuado wake up semi final straight obeye wake up kai bro yenko yeni nkomo na amana me hwe bia befa
gaucho ma started wo Bayern Munich sporting director opina your friend say O.I.C ne comment about player needing the Hurricane or say Hurricane to Alexander Isak 150 dia
Hurricane 250
Hurricane worth 250
uni says can be a member in siwo
but say one ne yage
from a benin be yage but Hurricane age no e wani mu
okay
I'm checking Hurricane age
he's Hurricane close to 30 years
sure
either say 31 30 honoma within that range. Yeah. Dauto, when it comes to football transfers,
I was 32 years.
32.
Yes, until 32 years.
Obieno Obeton. Totiam for actually music. A bano football transfers. To say ya de bia a ya mekanon ende. And yama bebre asasa away a game in the moon. So the other time I was discussing the issue about the VAR. Kwanya game no afaso a transform it from excellent and you deal with perfection. It has to do with the evolution of the game. The same thing applies to football transfers. It has changed. Now football ababe due to a certain say can anyone lay top players omumodu players that were having those quality and then some players no bebre any system nemo but then again ababe due to a level say omo ton ade no omo determine the amount of money omo de ton
sure
it is a wash those days. So when we say player be a movie from team A ako team B, that time ne play any more do. So those days when Diego Armando Maradona was moving from Boca Juniors to FC Barcelona, Barca got on 5 million euros. But check Maradona and the amount of money I get they toss some certain players at the bad team.
Sure.
It has to do with the selling price. Team now all ton player no. Or no name the amount of money or person or the ton. Again, there was some certain clubs go to for the situation of Alexander Isak. No Liverpool team no pay Isak. Newcastle for say Isak amount of money ye dia to ni soni. Inti me Liverpool Isak definitely me hiano. Then I was say me kwa akoto. And what is 150 million no e go koto ye.
But for baby dem ne Olihanes be adwene say no on deserve say sika no. Because transfer market na say ana say on one chiro and a open striker. God that very moment when John Luis Diaz Manico we hear striker.
Yeah.
But enka over there Isaac the 150 BA.
Yeah. So to say they are walking. Transfer market no bibia sesa. Can no before so be say a top player but ne play in mode. But then it is again so watch players are ya tom of late. Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, the likes of Declan Rice, Alexander Isak. Check the amount of money I get to those players. And the kind of gamer those players no omode mind. Nafa compare can he be a team? Brown na Luis Figo free FC Barcelona to join Real Madrid. When Zinedine Zidane left Juve to join Real Madrid. When Kaka was moving from AC Milan to join Real Madrid. Check their quality. As compared to Declan Rice, as compared to Moises Caicedo. But and then transfer market no as set to the extent that the selling price determine the sale of that particular player. It is the reason why Alexander Isak worth 150 million because na Newcastle penny for money say they the Tom Moises Caicedo from Brighton to Chelsea. They the to Declan Rice from West Ham United to Arsenal. Omon bro Alexander Isak Subebre into Sadia say the 150 million no atone so exactly that is the price. Again, team Ben no here Alexander Isak. Luis Diaz every Liverpool team no echo. Diego Jota yanko ponfa ni crazy we je Liverpool team no echo. Now Liverpool penny for no here players are omobe occupy that striking department role. Mo Salah ne form no adepe because of his age into on mount that performance in the past 3 seasons are not the mount. When they are available, Alexander Isak. The numbers of the man Newcastle team no providing almost 20 plus goals in a season. And prove such a striker no be see can Ediama Liverpool team no enya bad. But again, we are talking about the price tag of that particular player. So what the Alexander Isak is you? Now for player friends are Hurricane Edisiwa. Now to why no be choosing no.
On any good day.
On any good day.
Hurricane.
You go in for Hurricane.
Sure.
But and then the transfer market now start to the extent that almost consider a lot of factors. One, the age. Two, almost share the performance of that particular player. So for Alexander Isak in the age, Edisiwa, he is almost about 25 down the line. As compared to Hurricane or what 32 years. Any team be a cover such a striker or better humienu one or say going forward the project. Then again, the numbers Alexander Isak at the baba. So what for Hurricane Nefiano or bebo for how many seasons? So when you pick a project like Chelsea air cover Hurricane or more per immediate result and also say going forward, are they going to rely on Hurricane? So these are some of the factors in there. Any team be a top player they always factor in. And I think for Hurricane that 250 million scanner no any player, no any team. Our person or building a team going forward.
And a better. Okay.
They would rather go in for Alexander Isak because of his age.
Senka Hurricane age now. Say I'm fancy Hurricane be a 24, 25. Who deserve that price?
Who deserve broker?
Who deserve broker?
Yes.
Okay. That's the only high I say can because of age in now.
Yes, because of age, you know. And anything be or back for Hurricane, no, and near mammy, no. Either say or more pay immediate result.
Okay.
So Yenfa team beat say Chelsea. And Yeman Koye Liam Delap by known to me and mount the goals are almost say.
Okay.
Again, Jao Pedro on mount that goals not to say they are not what Brighton are not the mount. It is a Chelsea per se or more game no echo when him no more adding up in numbers. omu be here a previous striker obetumi am omu goals no then you can go in for Hurricane. But when you want a long-term project, say ye man ye ho 5 seasons, ye man ye ho 5 years, ye building a team no to a certain level we can all also compete among the big teams, then you don't go in for Hurricane, but rather you go in for Alexander, because one, the age factor no a very key. Ebe bought the project of Chelsea. Then again, the numbers no were proving say at the end of every season, obetumi am 20 plus goals. For the long-term project, it should be Alexander Isak. But for immediate result, you go in for Hurricane. And I think that 250 million scanner or they tone or so no team or was as is no better Hurricane because of the age.
Mate, may I say, honest topic.
Go to Yeko World Cup. A lot of stories surrounding the national teams. Anytime we are Yebeka World Cup, we are talking about the Brazil national team.
Sure.
The BIA make us say tournament BIA was as Subiano when history. Into Yebo whistle mu at the Champions League next year. Yebo Real Madrid did because they are the most favorite when it comes to the Champions League.
The most successful.
The most successful when it comes to the Champions League.
Sure.
The same thing applies to any tournament. So what about the European Championship? You are talking about the Spain national team.
Sure.
When you talk of the Copa America, you are talking about the Argentina national team.
Sure.
So what back to that of the African Cup of Nations? You are talking about the Egyptian national team because of margin to do.
Okay.
So every tournament be in history. When you talk about the World Cup, you can the Brazil national team because margin to do.
Sure, 5 times.
Into any time be Jabeko World Cup, you can never write off the Brazil national team because they have history and then pedigree when it comes to the FIFA World Cup.
Sure.
2026 World Cup no air Koso Mexico, Canada then USA. Go to Mexico, Canada then USA, and also in history. Anytime be a be hosting World Cup no, is it North American or South America?
Only is South America.
Okay.
Mexico is South America, but
Mexico is North.
North.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brazil and then honey is South. So anytime you be hosting World Cup now or not, South America countries no and edge.
Okay.
It is a bo Brazil din bo Argentina mudia. You can never write them off.
Okay.
Opeina your friend Javier Tavares. La Liga president.
Sure.
And Odin Komo say this time around Brazil national team no. So mo pobi I rely on. It should be Vinicius Junior and no one else.
Sure.
So a citing example of Argentina national team. Then Lionel Messi. At a point, Messi needs to retire from the Argentina national team.
Sure.
2 occasions before returning back. And no actual how difficult are national teams. So we see a kind of their more etier. It is the reason why Netebia President Diego Armando Maradona because he was successful for the Argentina national team. But not Messi and Copa America, but in terms of the World Cup, no to me. The same thing applies to the Brazil national team. So when you are monitor the first friendly game against France, France is shown by 2 goals to 1. Yet the number 10 jersey no command Vinicius Junior. But game no people were mentioning the name of Neymar Junior. Brand game no but Javier Tavares say ye pobi di near ato for the World Cup it should be Vinicius Junior. Gaucho, here are the reasons. Now so what Brazil national team no Dedi kai. Any national team be a one identity. It is for the Italian national team. abro mo beji omo last World Cup in 2006 e wo Germany omo identity ne say omo nim say omo were better defense when it comes to defending. So that time the likes of Bonucci and then Chiellini together with Buffon were the defenders for the Italian national team. Omo identity no. When you go to a national team like Germany, omo penny the only national team one. So more bad tournament they don't normally rely on individual players. They come in as a collective team. It is a wash the success story of the German national team from Float Waters. Any Bessie Frank Beckenboy the Kaiser. Anytime you on Beko World Cup piano, they come with a numbers. They don't rely on one player.
Okay.
But there was certain countries normally omo dia ni say wo ko omo team ni mu omo one or two exceptional players any tournament bi ebeko so no omo no omo je tournament na edisi omo abeti.
Sure.
Argentina na ye one. Omo ye etosu biem the Brazil national team.
Okay.
We can talk of the Black Stars as well. Gaucho. So what for Brazil omo World Cup no omo Argentina. From the days of Pele in 58, Omutua Swebeji in Chile 62, then again in Mexico 1970, Ebeji in 1994, it was U.S.A. Then the last World Cup, Korea Japan 2002. Sa World Cup here me didi atujano. Gaucho. Anytime be a Brazil ebeko tournament no, omu one exceptional or two exceptional players omu team name.
Sure.
It is the reason why me can say any national team be a identity. Into Brazil no omu identity ne say. Omu identity ne say so omu kobo tournament because of the samba football, because of say they love to entertain the players. Also many players did that excitement, that joy no back to the national team.
And young fan say Neymar ko World Cup, Vinicius ko World Cup. Why say two players mean one Brazil for no fan say we the main target. Obviously Emeka ko Neymar, right?
Yeah.
Because on any good day Neymar is far better than Vinicius.
Yeah.
No debate. And Argentina as a Brazil for no me and Casa me who is the reason why to move Vinicius down. The numbers in for more.
Vinicius Junior 46 games for the national team. There were 8 goals. It provided 7 assists.
And which is very bad. Very bad.
So
you for way and one national team.
And Adiaba couldn't say there were certain players.
Also, I'm gonna ask game on book Tia France. You would dinner Tamama. A talent to grab a say. A woman's player now is good, but the performance on the day was very good.
My name say our timer. Dear Brazil for AN. We bet you mercy. But then again,
so many years without a World Cup. And on which years a World Cup then can this Yaba be a baby and son.
Yes.
Now, so man, then they are heading to almost 28 years of the same.
Yeah.
Our Monday World Cup.
Master World Cup and Nigeria.
Oh, so I'm no. They tell Mom who say Nigeria for say, Omuji 3, right? Omania 2.
88 and 62.
Yes. It only say an idea easy because you are playing 7 games. And 7 games so we don't want to your pitch. And Omun say, yeah, football nation. We have talent. When it comes to talent, Brazil with talent. Today, Brazil because so many years no one did work out. That is why almost supporters they go through because say now Carlo Ancelotti by me say Carlo Ancelotti onya de woyen no very name tell we game on body tia France no me say Brazil team without name or World Cup oh jaja
in America say fans no wo beti o mo ase calling in for Neymar but fans ni enyante no be ase
for Neymar.
Yes,
they were chanting for Neymar.
They were chanting for Neymar because of the number 10 shirted jersey or Modema Neymar and Vinicius Junior.
Okay. Then the last time we Rodrigo ne share.
Yes.
And now Rodrigo playing to the mama Vinicius.
Now too. Brazil, any national team here won iconic jersey numbers.
Sure.
The same thing applies to the football clubs. Into what call Real Madrid. We are talking of Pauco Gento. We are talking about Raul.
Okay.
We are talking about player your friend say Cristiano Ronaldo.
Number 7.
Because of the number 7.
Sure.
They are George Best, any David Beckham, any Ronaldo, ebeye the man. Manchester United inteno. Omu holding the number 7 jersey in a very high esteem.
Okay.
Now go to FC Barcelona. We are talking of Maradona. We are talking of Romario. We are talking of Ronaldinho Gaucho. We are talking about Messi. Because of the number 10. Monfeniago.
Sure.
The same thing applies to the national teams.
Sure.
Any national team beer was as be one iconic jersey numbers.
Okay.
But so what 2 national countries are form jersey numbers in the agra. You are talking about Argentina, then Brazil national team.
Okay.
It is a woko Brazil. It has to do with the number 10 shirted jersey. Because of Pele.
Yeah, okay, I can't now say also the last international friendly games boy and Sunny boy. Also Mastantiano Kosha Argentina 4-10. Yes. Because Messi Eddie to now Mastantiano Kofa. Now obedience for a month for chow. Now some
Maradona. Mario Kempes.
Maybe my uncle Mastantiano is a man. Or no, Fiorentino Perez, no, often you as an Okotos Aquaran. What's up, Papa?
On sign.
What's on? Oh, died in a while.
On sign.
What's up, Papa? Mastantiano.
On sign.
The Mastantiano, I'm here to wait in my more. But 80 Brazil for the Moody name at Temne because of 10 years now.
Or Moody Vinicius
at Temne because of 10
years. No, a mood.
Okay.
This is a jersey won by Pele.
Okay.
And he was successful with the jersey now.
Sure.
This was a jersey won by Garrincha. He was successful.
Okay.
Romario at a point of time together with Zico became successful.
Ronaldinho Beje.
Neymar Jr. are retired for now at in chain. But and then he is the most player with the most caps, so we careful. At the same chain with the most goals, 79. Ebe share the jersey number 10 at the Bejuma. Although on J World Cup no informa Brazil, but then again me can say every national team there one identity. The Brazil national team has to do with the Diogo Bonito, the beautiful football. It is a wash number 10 jersey now. They expect the excitement, the playmaking role, how to link up with the players.
Okay.
But as a wash Vinicius Jr., Nediano has to do with the pace.
Okay.
It has to do with the skills. Okay. But the flair of the game, they said they are Ronaldinho Gaucho. And the Bema on the foot, they said they are Neymar. And the Bema on the foot, you know. They said they are Kaka the Bema on. And yeah, Nubi and a Vini a portray on the foot of play.
Okay.
But it was so fast in the ETS, yes. Those days are not Pele, and those players are Mabo Mudin a yes. Normally, they were thrive with that Diogo Bonito style of play. Okay. That was South America. But so watch a Brazil team this year. Majority of those players are now playing with Europe. Into that style of play now, can be a wohono. And then you will be also Motiniamasi because Canina no Mofa Vicente Flori na Odini Juma our Brazil are no own to Kaino. And then it has to do with Carlo Ancelotti. This is a coach that has paid his tribe. Ewo Europe into World Champions League now. Wajibaku enu. This is the coach we are talking about. And on free Brazil.
Okay.
And he from free from an Italian soil.
Okay.
We betting in Juma ewo Europe. Brazil players no more here, you know. And your players are do say ne omusia kan Edema Santos Flamingo. Do say
Europe.
Europe. So the game has traveled beyond that beautiful game.
Okay.
Ana Brazil for omo believe ewomu. Now the players has to do with João Pedro. It has to do with Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo Goes, Casemiro mo. These are the players available within the Brazil national team. And yeah, dear, Oma Kakofa Tete Niomano Tiso Oma passing through the ranks, playing for Santos, I know Muntukai, playing for Flamingo, I know Muntukai, you know. That was all person what he has. When was the last time they won the World Cup? Korea Japan 2002. Even that time, no players no crown, do na etu kan ebisi akan ewa abonten. So Ronaldo no see akan edima AC Milan. Ronaldo Gaucho was playing for FC Barcelona then. Cafu was playing for AC Milan then. Dida in goal post was playing for AC Milan. So the last time they won the World Cup crown, now players are no pay or pride about Europe. But now and yet players are no musi akan was South America. It's Gaucho. Fans ne de omo be koso ebu Vinicius Junior. Whenever he wears the number 10 shirt jersey. But omo so nti ase say can e bi niam bia no omo ye no kane no. And then assistant ente sa abiem. So omo antie sa de Gaucho. Debi on be Vinicius Junior.
Mate, me na se tori amapamo e go to do.
One of the most poorly running club has to do with Openia Odi Tottenham Hotspur Daniel Levy.
Okay.
Gaucho, decision making in life is very key. It can mix or unmix you.
Okay.
But football, you running no anyama mienu. It's either you go in for a project, or you go in for a instant result. Into Madrid at a point in time, Abra na Leon eyo bugi side no. Omo tina se. Why na say ye kofa ne ba? E ma ne be salvage situation e de man. They went in for Jose Mourinho. Then quickly he came in to fix the situation. Abra na Chelsea pese omo competing with the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool.
Okay.
With Abramovich. Claudio Ranieri was then the coach. But almost say ye person ye compete dia. Kwan be ne ye fa so compete. Ye kon saying we should go in with coaches that are achievers.
Okay.
And omo kofa Jose Mourinho e de ne bae. Obeje Premier League na eto aso bako mienu. E de ma Chelsea. And what is the situation of Chelsea now? Tottenham Hotspur, Daniel Levy, and then say you pobia bonetia. It shouldn't be the coaches, but then again, the manager and they Odi Tottenham Hotspur team name in the shape of Daniel Levy. Check the number of coaches are employ at a point in time. Coach they are or a coach at the USA.
Mauricio
Pochettino. At the Tottenham Hotspur team no Ecobo Champions League final against Liverpool went to Mianje. That time Hurricane, Dele Alli and other guys were part of the team. Na a project so what she said the ako anymore a better the result. But after the Champions League final heading into the following season, Daniel Levy say Yenja Mauricio Pochettino kwan emanenko. Okofa Jose Mourinho by who was an achiever. But achiever no certain coaches be homoba with team one because they are quick first managers. They want to purchase players that can help suit their system. Okay. It is a way follow Jose Mourinho ye pan. Team be a wako biano or players on base suiting the system no. But Daniel Levy decided not to spend for Jose now also Tottenham team in Wako. Okay. Then again he went in for Antonio Conte, a league expert. Okofa ne buy, and what was the situation? For science Antonio Conte can say uncle. Then he went in for coaches or build with project. Project no was started with Thomas Frank. Winning in real project no. Na yenhwe die besi but o say there be me senya kofa another project coach Eddie Naba in the shape of Postecoglou. Or no so buy you know. Or the one kobo European champion Europa League final. Abeji cap Eddie amount. What's he coach no? Say why you we jano kwan.
Olusu games.
What's ya kofa coach aba? I go to do. What's he jano kwan?
He go to do about 7 games or any one. Yes. Or draw one Olusu 5. They win percentage 40%. And yet
I'm not talking about the performance of coaches here. So we find the performance dia then the coach was poor in terms of the number of games and the result that he granted. But I'm talking about Konya Daniel Levy Afaso running the Tottenham Hotspur club poorly. The decision making. Yes, the decision making and saying, am I going in for a project or I want coaches that will quick fix the situation? So me poor coaches needing Mauricio Pochettino from Southampton. Eba ye no or ye a project coach into a wish any project no build here with Hurricane. Any other players he go Loris moi and you the result and when a boy ye a dio mu kopie mu e what the Champions League final
2019.
Yes, good. So it was a project going forward. Never you the result.
Okay. But
after Daniel Levy say coach you know ne performance on to me need the likes of Chelsea and need the likes of Liverpool and compete. But the question then is say Tottenham Hotspur as compared to Liverpool, Manchester United, then Manchester City or Mafreni or Mana Derby. So what do? You continue with the coach then the project going forward ebe you the result.
Okay.
And now Uja Mauricio Pochettino kind. And no yeah na dream say Obeko to say their other teams just as Chelsea and Abramovich. Mami for coaches on Beman result no.
Okay.
So they waiting for Jose Mourinho. They waiting for Carlo Ancelotti. Okay. Antonio Conte was a league expert. Oba uti mubi obeje carpe diem. Okay. And okofa Jose Mourinho buy. Jose buy no because when to nyanje the Premier League in Intino. Jose Mourinho say or you failure, but he decided not to spend for Jose Mourinho. Okay. Into who do you blame? It is you, the leader, and not the coach. Okay. Or sign Kofa Antonio Conte, a league expert. And those coaches now me born with Gaucho. Now the game have been money. Okay. So when you don't spend with coaches who are quick-faced managers, there's no way they can achieve. Okay. And so what your team and Pep Guardiola built that time. Not Jose Mourinho ever for Tottenham. Okay. Now one man of players or panel. How is he going to compete? Ready. Ange Postecoglou ababeje Europa League na di amount. With team na that one. What sign Eddie call the project again? So from project to quick first management, then to project again. Why don't you continue with the project? What's Saki coach?
That's like I want to say Ange Postecoglou. Then you can say compound.
There be now coach or the Wakobo Europa League final. Aji Europa League final Eddie amount. How do you want to run the club? So Gaucho Tottenham Hotspur. Sisi Amelo Omoye the most poorly run football club in England. Per the decision making of Daniel Levy. And if Kyei is not taking,
I'm a relegation. But I was avoiding fancy. Iskra no Ujana Obinyan Chichi Mubebre Eddie. Our Iskra we are watch Blasters in Germany.
I must say Blasters
watch Germany. Also from the Domuna Chel, Muyani Shed and the
the game against Germany will not be different game.
Okay.
She said they are a boy against Austria because a German coach was at the dugout for the Austrian national team. Okay. A German coach will be at the dugout for the German national team.
You are niggas, man.
Now, Coach Otuado, before the game, in the press conference or the Babontin said, Coach no Gina dugout. No. The game has to do with high pressing. Sane Germany for no. Sane Omotie. So Jurgen Klopp was able to break Pep Pep Guardiola because or did that high pressing no e buy e bema Pep Guardiola e break kakra in that of the Premiership. Into Germany for no sa no mu game no etie. They will always press you. Into your goal now, your first goal now penalty in the Bayern. It was a game and Boa Nekra Antoine Semenyo, but when you had the footage, almost 3 players were surrounding Antoine Semenyo. And when they buy your Muji ball no a transity ya danso a America. Eko bobo na ajete dininsa eko boy no. That is the person we are talking about.
Okay.
Now the second goal, Kalibientre making mistake no. Ube who say
Sabiza.
Marcel Sabiza will pick Janinsa. But a watch a game now, almost the Afron players of the Austrian team. No more pressing a differentness no into a creative space. Edma Sabisa. And when a man Caribbean share with less experience within the national team, a causing mistake. Then again, you are talking about Chukwu Emeka go no as well. So the Austrian game will not be different
from Germany.
Because of the coaches and the
touchline. In Germany is super precious.
Sure. The difference a woman has to do with the quality of the German team as compared to the Austrian team.
Okay.
It is a braille maybe 50%. The Austrian gamer, this will be multiplied.
That's a choice to do.
That is not to say Ghana yenye bibi adebi. I'm just raising concerns a bit miyama ya bre multiply of the boy against Austria
because Germany kuta good squad as Austria
quality squad as compared to Austria
because obotia Sabisa ne Anatovic muna wentimi
obotia modia e foreign vet ne Leroy Sane ni segina bi mo
sa foreign vet na se baby o gina se go so no and I don't want to go no say we drink no opinion na kotonet to kobotia these players na say o keeper IBB o go defenders hu ba bi o munyina asemo blasters and the try again never see
me as an analyst I don't expect any scoreline who be say Ghana ye kwose Germany well any Germany boa ya na ye ya de but me hu ni say the performance I done it against Austria ye be pejemu then again edumre bia ya na konya ye faso super coaches no ya ye nya abotre kaka gaujo football no say one tias ye de bia Ghana ye read the journalist ye pass na ye did game net no ye ma enu ni fans ni timu more than the education.
Okay,
tell me, how do you start at Izigi? Play Kalibientre, play Alexander Juku, play Ajete, then Derricon, who are not starters for the past maybe 5 games for the Black Stars. Say omumau that formidable result with the defense. Derricon in the first game Kalibientre abokaka Ediama Black Stars no, but Abrana Obon position being na obo. Eating a coach in the back say the right back position you need a lot of available materials. Into why no obo Kalibientre, Alexander Juku and Jonas Ajete. When was the last time they paired as a central defenders for the Black Stars? Atizigi has been off after the World Cup. And why in a game? Benjamin Asari. Hey, football. One department key defense. Gaucho. So when you formidable defense, forget it. When you better quality players, other opponents almost striking department now. Gaucho. So the game against Germany, but me say players or mobile left your performance.
Mate, but I say I don't I E square and I was a former training. Can you imagine in Abysia? nyame adoma da foforo mesa so atenka enso ha official I channel meso bomode and follow page no efama he wo like na wa share na obi nso atimi enya bi ahwe follow page ni se da be abra bi e betrase bia no wo nso obetimi ehunu ni ekoso enya agudie mu nsam kwa na ye de bremo ye de entertainment ane ada trending stories ne dwodie bebre ene ye no ofia de bomode a na follow page no enso efama na bibia so enya kama ye do bibia ase bia a wo amon tasho nyame hirawo na onka ho na bibia so entimi enya kama uti E-Square enso enka Kyei Kwabena Jonah gaucho enye yena producers ni nyina enso ase nyame adoma dasene mo besan so ehia ye yakram